So we'll go ahead and get started here this morning. So why don't you lie down? We'll start lying down. So arms, legs can be out long, soles of the feet can be together with the knees splayed open. Soles of the feet can be on the mat with the knees bent. That's up to you. And then if it's comfortable, take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Let the shoulders soften and relax away from your ears. Unhinge your jaw. Soften the space between your eyes. Take a full belly breath in and a long breath out. Yeah, do that again. Take a full belly breath in, fill up, and a long breath out. Good, and just settle in. All right. Begin to awaken to the day, to the moment, to your body. Maybe you begin to notice sensation. You got a little too much sun over the weekend. Maybe it's a lot of gardening and you're sore. Can you just notice it without judgment? Just notice, right? Maybe you can begin to hear the sounds of your house coming to life, right? And you anchor into that. And when your mind starts to wander, just bring it back. Bring it back to breath, to body, to sound. One day, you'll awaken to discover your life is all you wanted and hoped it would be. Well, you'll not find everything just the way your head said you wanted it. It might not be the way you planned, but you will awaken to your dreams of joy, love, and peace, your dream of freedom. You'll see beyond the illusions. You'll transcend your old limiting beliefs. You'll wake up and notice that your past is just as it needed to be. You'll see where you are today is good. You'll notice that you laugh a lot, cry a lot, smile a lot. You'll look at tomorrow with peace, faith, and hope, knowing that while you cannot control some of what life does, you have possibilities and powers in any circumstance life might bring. The struggles you have lived with for so many years, the struggle in your heart has disappeared. You're secure at peace with yourself and your place in this world. One day you'll awaken to your heart's content. Let that day be today. Start to deepen your breath, right? And knowing that from whatever shows up on your mat today, whatever version of your body shows up, right? Can you let that be enough, right? That today is a day that your practice is full, your heart is content. There's no need to push it to be something different. It simply is what it is, and you're good with that. Start to bring some movement into your body. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes. And maybe you hug your knees in to your chest and you rock side to side. Take a breath in and a breath out. Next time your knees are at center, you're going to drop them over to the right on an exhale. Right, waking up the spine. Arms can be out wall to wall. Keep your shoulder blades on the mat. Right, not trying to force this pose into anything other than this. Right, breath in, breath out, waking up the spine. Take a breath in, you come back to center. And on the exhale, you drop the knees over to the left. Beautiful, take a breath in. You come back to center. That left leg's gonna go out long. The right knee is gonna stay hugged in. You're gonna take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, cross it over the body. Right, and you breathe in here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, that right knee comes back to center, right leg goes out long, left knee comes in. Take the right hand to the outside of the left knee on an inhale, and then on the exhale, you cross that left knee over the body, keeping that left shoulder blade on the mat. Right, just noticing breath, noticing movement, noticing sensation. Take a breath in, left knee comes back to center, hug both knees in, start rocking front to back. Right. You're gonna make your way up to standing, the top of your mat. All right, so you're at the top of the mat. Feet are hip bone distance apart. You're grounding down into all corners of your feet. Take a breath in. Arms are going to reach up overhead. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. And on an exhale, that right hand comes down to your side and the left hand stretches over the body. Stretches over to the right side. Feel the side stretch on the left side body. Keep rolling that left shoulder onto the back. Open up across the chest. Take a breath in, right hand comes back up to center, left hand drops down by your side. You feel the expansion through the ribs. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, right hand comes down by your side, left hand stretches over to the right side of your room. Beautiful. Take a breath in, come back to center. And on the exhale, that left hand drops to your side. Right hand stretches. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you notice here, is there a willing or a need or a pull to make this different, right? Can you just be content with this space? Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, you swan dive forward. Halfway lift on an inhale, so the shoulders roll onto the back. Arms reach out behind you like you've got an orange or a pencil in between your shoulder blades. You squeeze them together. Exhale, you fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. One more time, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Take your feet wide to the edges of the mat. Grab opposite elbows, come into ragdoll. Let the head and neck release. Maybe you sway side to side, right? Listening to the voice of the heart. What is it telling your body to do? Like there's often this pull to do more than we're doing, to not ever having enough. Can this pose, this moment just be enough? It can today be that day that, everything is just good. As you inhale and fill up, and on the exhale, can the head get heavy and drop towards the mat? Right, and you notice here what shows up is there resistance because you're in a forward fold. Are you ready to move? Can you just be content here? Take a breath in, fingertips come down to the mat, left hand stays down, right hand lifts up, you twist open, roll that top shoulder onto the back, maybe you bend into the left knee. Fill up, and on the exhale, that right hand comes down, the left hand comes up, you bend into the right knee, open up. To be content in the heart. The heart can't be closed. It's going to be open. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. Toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down. You rise to standing. You grab the left wrist with the right hand. You lengthen on an inhale, and on the exhale, you lean over towards the right. Keeping your weight evenly distributed in your feet. Take a breath in, you come back to center, you switch hands, so you grab the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, you lengthen, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, you stretch over to the right. Feeling that right side body begin to open up. Breathing life into the body this morning. Contentment into the heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. You come back to center on the inhale. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Fingertips stay on the mat. Take a breath in. Lift the right leg in the air behind you. So you flex that foot. Pull up through the left thigh bone, belly's hugging into the spine, heart's reaching towards the front of the room, crown of the head's lengthening, spine is long. Take a breath in, exhale, that right foot meets the left, halfway lift on an inhale, exhale, you fold, inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Right, so the thigh bone and the hip bone are facing the mat. Flex through the left foot like you want to put your footprint on the wall. Right, you breathe here, right, and you notice sensation in the body. Breath. Notice the voice of the heart. What is it saying? And if it's urging for something more, then do that. If it's not and your head's telling you to do more, can you tell it you're okay? Take a breath in. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, and you step back to plank. Or maybe you think, oh, here's something I know. Right? And can you be content here in plank? Right, the challenge is to be content, and the heart to be content when things might be difficult. Right, so here in plank, your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. Your thigh bones are lifting up to the ceiling. Your heels are stacked over the balls of your feet. You can drop your knees. That's fine. You take a breath in. And exhale, you push back to downward facing dog, right? So it's an upside down V. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Your hips are lifting up towards the ceiling. Maybe there's a bend in your knee. It's the first down dog of the morning. Maybe you pedal out your feet. All right, but whatever shows up here, can you be content here in this pose, this moment, right? Knowing that it's going to change from moment to moment. Take a breath in. You're going to glide forward to that high plank. You can drop the knees or not. Right, so your gaze is right at the top of your mat. And you take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. You breathe in, you breathe out. Your next inhale, you glide forward to high plank. Always knowing you have the option there to drop the knees. So they just tap down. This time you're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to lower all the way down. Heart's going to lift to cobra, so you use your core. Hands are light. Exhale, you lower. Breathe in, heart lifts to cobra. Exhale, you lower. One more. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, you lower, and you push back to downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you look forward, you walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you sit back to plank. You pause here in plank for a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that vinyasa is a way to get from point A to point B, from pose to pose, right? And you can choose whether you go along with that or if you just make your way back to downward facing dog where we meet up. Take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hand, you step back to plank, you pause and plank. And then on the exhale, you lower down to the mat, all in one piece. Body hits the mat at the same time. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands. You step back to plank. You pause and plank. You breathe in. You breathe out. Can you be content here in this moment as your body's waking up, as it's coming to life? Take a breath in, exhale, you lower all the way to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in, you look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair, morning. Right, so can you let your heart be content here? Knowing that you have the strength in your body to hold you, let the back side of the body take over. Let those muscles do the work. Right, so your knees are stacked over your hips. No, your knees are over your ankles. They are not over your hips. Your hips are moving towards the back side of the room. They're like perched on a stool, like it's not a deep squat. Arms can be framing the ears or they can be at heart center. Let the shoulders soften. Take a breath in. You're going to straighten the legs and the arms are going to reach up overhead. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips chair. Inhale, you straighten the arms, you straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees, chair. Inhale, you straighten the arms, you straighten the legs. Exhale, chair. One more time. Inhale, you straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. You pause here, you take a full breath in. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, fingertips come down to the mat. You take a breath in, right leg lifts in the air behind you. You're in a standing split, right? So we've been here before, right? So you ground down into the left foot, left thigh bone is pulling up, hugging on to the bone. That right hip bone is pointing to the mat. Flex that right foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, the right toes touch down at the back of the mat. So you're in a low lunge. So the hands are framing the left foot. The left knee is stacked over the left ankle. You're on the ball of the right foot. And so the crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. The spine is long. Heart's open. Take a breath in and a breath out. Ground down into the left foot. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. On an inhale, the left leg lifts in the air behind you, standing splits. Right, so that heart's open. Like you're standing at the edge of a diving board. You take a breath in. Exhale, the left toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge, the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're on the ball of the left foot, the left thigh bone's lifting up towards the ceiling. Beautiful, you take a breath in and a breath out. You ground down into the right foot. Left foot steps up to meet the right. You're at the top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees. You sit the hips, chair. You take a breath in and chair. And on the exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant the hand. You step back to plank. You pause and plank, and on your exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra, fill up, exhale, downward facing dog. You take a breath in, and the right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, so you're back in a low lunge, right? We've been here, right knee stacked over the right ankle. Thigh bones lifting up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. You take a breath in. That left hand stays down. That right hand's going to reach up to the sky. Roll that right shoulder on top of the left. Open up. Crown of the head still reaching towards the front of the room. You take a breath in. That right hand comes down. And on the inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Right, so here in high crescent lunge, the legs are the same as in low lunge, so your right knee stacked over that right ankle. You're on the ball of that left foot. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Arms can frame the ears or they can be at heart center. The shoulders soften. Right? And can you be content here in this pose? No need to force it into being something other than it's not. It just is. Like, you're here. You're breathing. You're in this moment. Be here. Take a breath in. Exhale. Hands come down to frame the right foot. You step back to plank. Take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale through knees or through plank, back to downward facing dog. All right, and you check in here, like, what are you feeling? What's showing up? What's going on in your heart? What's going on in your head? Take a breath in. That left leg lifts in the air. Exhale, you step it in between your hands, low lunge. So watch that right ankle. It likes to kick out to the right side. So can you hug everything into center? Hug the belly button into the spine. And keep bending into that left knee. The right hand stays down. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Low lunge twist. Right, so as you inhale, the spine lengthens towards the front of the room. And as you exhale, you open up across the heart a little bit more. Right, this opening up of the heart allows us to tune in to the voice of the heart, to the contentment, right? To change the narrative that it's not enough. Because that's really what it is, right? It's a narrative. Take a breath in, left hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Keep bending into the left knee. Right, soften the shoulders, soften the space between your eyes. Breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale, those hands come down to the mat and you move through vinyasa or make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. On an inhale, the right leg lifts in the air behind you. Exhale, you place it in between your hands, low lunge. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up, low lunge twist. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the right hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead on an inhale. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. You twist open. So hip bones are pointing towards the front of the room, so the twist comes from the waist. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. So you are in the low lunge with the hands framing the right foot. Take a breath in, ground down into that foot. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. Heart's lifting, shoulders are softening. Breathing in and breathing out. Right? Noticing the voice of the heart. Let that be the music, right? The heart will tell you what to do. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, move through vinyasa, or meet up in downward facing dog. However you decide to get there, right? I can't see you if you forgot that, so I don't know what you're doing. You could just be sitting, listening. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and that left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it in between the hands, low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up on an inhale. Low lunge twist. You keep bending into that left knee. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Smooth out the breath. Arms reach up overhead on an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. You twist to the left side of the room. Remembering that the twist comes from the waist. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Hands come down to frame the left foot. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips. Breathe up into chair. Right hands can be at heart center. They can frame your ears. Each pose is an opportunity to practice contentment of the heart, to practice listening to what it is that the body needs, not what the head says that we need, but what the body and the heart say that we need, right? To be okay in this moment, in this pose, hanging out in chair. I got you. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You pause in plank. You take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. You take a breath in, and that right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, low lunge. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up. Open up, low lunge twist. Take a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, that right hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you open up. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. You're going to flip that left palm, stretch back, keep bending into that right knee. The right hand goes down the back side of the right leg. Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're still stretching that left hand back and reverse. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. You frame that right foot. You're in a low lunge. You take a breath in. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, chair. You take a breath in and a breath out in chair. Take one more inhale. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back. So you're back here in this low lunge where we've been, right? You take a breath in here. Left hand stays down. Right hand lifts up. Low lunge twist here. So you can stay here, or you can turn this into side plank. So you can drop the left knee to the mat, or you can roll to the outside edge of the left foot, stack the right foot on top of it. Right hand stays lifted to the sky. You press down into that left hand, left shoulder stacked over the left wrist. Hip bones are lifting up towards the ceiling, and you breathe. Right, and be content with however this side plank shows up. It's early in the morning, right? If your head's telling you you can do better or it's not good enough, know that it is, right? You're showing up. It's an opportunity to engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, that right hand comes down. You step back to plank. You either move through a vinyasa or make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, low lunge. Right hand stays down, low lunge twist. Left hand reaches toward the sky. And can you roll that top shoulder a little bit more? Open up. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead, and on the exhale, the right hand comes forward, the left hand comes back. You twist open to the left side of the room. Let the shoulders soften. Unhinge the jaw. You flip that right palm. You stretch back, reverse the warrior here. Right, let the left hand slide down the left leg. Keep breathing and stretching and opening up across the heart. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips. Inhale, chair. You take a breath in and a breath out. Your next exhale, you fold forward. That right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. You're back here in this low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up. Low lunge twist. Right, again, you can stay here. If you stay here, keep bending the left knee towards the front of the room, or you can roll to the outside edge of the right foot, stack the left foot on top of it, open up to side plank. Right, you stack that right shoulder over the right wrist. You press down into the feet and you lift the hips up. Maybe you lift that top leg. Right, but again, being content with whatever shows up here, right? Being happy that you're on your mat, you're moving, you're breathing, the sun is shining. Take a breath in, exhale, that left hand comes down. Wherever you are, you step back to plank. You pause here in plank. You take a breath in and you either move through vinyasa or you make your way back to downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. That right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, right? You know where we're going. We're just building onto the sequence, right? So knowing, can you be content with how it shows up? Take a breath in, low lunge twist. Left hand stays down, right hand comes up. You breathe in, exhale, that right hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. You flip that left palm. On an inhale, you stretch back. Right hand moves down the right leg. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. You frame the right foot. You take a breath in. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. I almost forgot. You take a breath in chair. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back, low lunge. Right? Again, you can stay here or you can open it up into side plank, right? So that left hand's down, the right hand's up. If you're hanging out there or you're rolling to the outside edge of the left foot, stacking the right foot on top of it. Beautiful. You take a breath in. Exhale, that right hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank. You pause here in plank. And then you either move through vinyasa or make your way back to downward facing dog. Where we will do that on the left side. Take a breath in. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands. Right hand stays down, low lunge twist. Left hand lifts to the sky. Right, stay here in this pose. You know where we're going, but can you stay here in this moment? Be content here. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You rise to high crescent lunge on an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. You flip that front palm on an inhale. Exhale, you stretch back. Left hand moves down the left side of the leg, back side of the left leg. Feel the stretch. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. You frame that left foot. You're in low lunge. You ground down. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees. Sit the hips. Chair. You take a breath in chair. And on the exhale, you fold forward. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. Right hand stays down. Left hand lifts. Twist open on an inhale. You either stay here or you roll open to side plank. Right. Stay in this side plank, not the side plank before, not the side plank on the other side. Be content here in this one. Right. Get out of your head and into your heart. Right. Your head will never be content, but if you can listen to the voice of your heart, there's where you find contentment. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You come back to high plank. You move through vinyasa or make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to take your knees wide to the edges of the mat. Sit your hips back over your heels. Let the belly rest in between your thighs. Forehead rest on the mat. Arms are reaching towards the front of the mat. Child's pose. Right, and can you be content here in child's pose? Right. You fill up with breath. Right, and you notice the body, the sensations, the mind, the heart. Can you breathe in joy? Breathe in contentment. Breathe in possibility of all that this day has to offer. Right. Walk the fingertips forward. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, and you're going to walk that right foot over to the left side of the mat, coming into pigeon. All right, so that left knee is going to drop to the mat. You can stay up on your hands, or you can walk your hands forward, come down to your forearms or block, or you can drape the upper body over that right shin. Forehead rests on the mat. Right? And can you find contentment here in pigeon, right? Sometimes that might be hard. Our hips are tight, right? The mind says you can't. The heart softly whispers you can, you're fine. You're okay here. And you breathe. And you notice. So the challenge, the opportunity, the possibility is finding contentment when things are not going the way we think they should be. Right? To find that silver lining, so to speak. Right? To trust that all is well. And that's really what being mindful is about, right? Being in the moment, being present to this, awake and alive to this moment. And take a breath in and a breath out. And if you're not on your hands, come up to your hands. You're going to walk your hands back towards your right shin. You're going to tuck the left toes, and you're going to kick that right leg into a three-legged down dog. You can bend the knees, stack the hips, roll it open. And take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot comes down to the mat. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step the left foot in between your hands. You're going to walk that left foot over to the right side of the mat, coming into pigeon on this side. Right, so you drop the right knee. The right foot's flat on the top of the mat. You can stay up on your hands, or you can come down to your forearms, forehead. Right, noticing that each side is different, so there's different sensations that come up. And that's perfectly normal, perfectly okay. You breathe in, you breathe out. You notice here what shows up. Is there resistance? Is there irritation? Is there agitation? Is there this your favorite pose? So maybe there's joy or release, relief, right? Listening to the body, but also to that voice of the heart. Voice that says, you're good. You're fine here. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk the hands back towards the left shin, tuck the right toes, stretch back to a three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips, roll it open. Maybe you roll the ankle. Take a breath in, you straighten that left leg. Left foot comes down to meet the right. You're in downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Look forward, walk your feet through your hands, come down to your back. All right, so here on your back, hug the knees into your chest. Legs go straight up into the air. You can have your hands by your side, or you can place them underneath your low back. So really keeping that spine long on the mat, low back pushing into the mat. Flex the feet. Take a breath in. So reach through the tops of the feet towards the ceiling. On the exhale, you're going to lower the right leg to a hover. Inhale, the right leg comes up, and on an exhale, the left leg lowers to a hover. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, right leg goes to a hover. Right, you got the movement. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Exhale, left leg lowers to a hover. Keep pressing through that left foot. Inhale, the left foot comes up. Use your core. Exhale, right leg lowers to a hover. Inhale, right leg comes up. Left leg lowers. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, right leg lowers. Inhale, right leg comes up. Both legs are up in the air. Feet are flexed. Press through the soles of the feet. Keep the spine on the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, both legs come down together. Hover, press through the soles of the feet. Hug that belly button in. Take a breath in. Legs come back up. Exhale, they lower to a hover. Inhale, they come back up. Exhale, they lower to a hover. Inhale, they come back up. Two more. Exhale, hover. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, you hover. Inhale, you lift. You hug the knees into the chest. You rock side to side. All right, and maybe your voice and your heart does not like abs, and that's okay, but you're done, right? But can you be content with that, right? You're done. You did it. You're done. You're going to reach in between your thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet, come into happy baby. So soles of the feet shine up towards the ceiling. Tailbone is long on the mat. Knees are moving towards the armpits. Maybe you rock side to side. And can you find contentment here in this pose? Can you let today be the day that you choose contentment in your heart, that all is well? You don't have to wait for something. Like, it just is. It's good. Release the grip on your feet. Take both feet to the edges of the mat. And take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to drop both knees over to the right. You can take that right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. That's going to give you a little bit more sensation in the hip. Take a breath in and a breath out. And your arms can be out wall to wall. And your next breath in, you come back to center with the knees, and on the exhale, you drop them over to the left side of the room. Maybe you look out over the right shoulder. You breathe here. And can you be content here? Can you keep the mind here in this moment? Take a breath in. You come back to center. That left leg is going to go out long. The right knee is going to stay hugged in. You take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, cross it over your body. Right arm goes out to the side. You look out over the left shoulder. Keep the shoulders on the mat. You breathe in, you breathe out. Can you be content here? The inhale, right knee comes back to center. It goes out long on the mat. Left knee comes in. On the exhale, you cross the left knee over the body. And look out over the right shoulder. You breathe in, you breathe out. Take a breath in. You come back to center, hug both knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a hug. And your legs are going to go straight up in the air, arms down by your side. No more abs. Feet can flex, feet can point. You take a breath in and a breath out. Right, and you just notice. Can you listen to the voice of your heart here in stillness? Next exhale, your right foot comes down to the mat, and then your left. Legs go out long. Feet go to the high corners of the mat. Maybe the feet split open. Arms down by your side. Palms can be facing up, or they can be down on the mat if you need a little bit more grounding. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. This final pose of the practice, Shavasana, is this contentment of Mind, body, heart, like just let it rest. Can you be content here in stillness and know that what you did is enough? Take a full breath in, long breath out. Shavasana. Maybe your mind will start to wander, but you can bring it back with the breath, sensation, sound, the voice of your heart. Start to deepen your breath. One day, you'll awaken to your heart's contentment. Let that day be today. One day, you'll awaken to your heart's contentment. Let that day be today. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. And keeping your eyes closed, roll gently to your right side and pause. And when you're ready, help yourself up to seated, the top of your mat. Together, take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let your thumbs rest on your heart space. Maybe you close your eyes, feel the heartbeat, feel the breath. Listen to the voice of the heart. Tune in to contentment. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Thank you for showing up this morning, or if you're checking us out on YouTube, thank you for being part of this community. Together we say Namaste.